In today's video we'll cover how to add sixth intervals to make your rhythm playing more colorful and probably also more interesting sounding. So I want to get you away from like strumming, from sounding like that to sounding like sounding more like that. And all I did, I was strumming the same chords. I was just adding like harmonized lines, harmonized in sixth intervals in whatever space I have left in the bar after strumming the chord on beats 1 or beats 1 and 2. All that being said, let's cover the sixth intervals first. So we're only going to cover the sixth intervals on the A and the G string and on the D and the B string for this, because these sixth intervals lend themselves really well to like enhancing rhythm playing with sixth interval lines. Like the ones on the low E string and the D string tend to sound a little too bass heavy, I think, for this purpose, and the ones on the top six intervals on the G and the E string then sound a little too brittle and not bass heavy enough to really enhance rhythm playing. So you want something that sounds beefy, but that is useful to like add melody with in your rhythm playing. All that being said, so here's the sixth intervals on the A string and the G string. Again, all this is going to be in the key of C, meaning all the naturals, which is another way of saying all the white keys of the piano. So you have C and A, D and B, so 3rd fret, 2nd fret, 5th fret, 4th fret, all on the A and the G string. 7 5, 8 7, 10 9, 12 10, 14 12, 15 14, and I'm up an octave now from where I started. This is called the major sixth. That is called the minor sixth. Minor sixth, major sixth. So the major sixths are on note number 1, note number 2, note number 4, and note number 5, which is C, D, F, and G in the key of C. The remaining 3 notes, note number 3, which is E on the 7th fret, note number 6, that's A, and note number 7 take a minor sixth interval. So all I'm doing really is I'm strumming the chord, bam, 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 2 beats of chord, and then for the remaining 2 beats in the measure, I add melody to my rhythm playing by doing stuff like this, or any combination really. Like I'm just making up melody lines on the spot really. So. Say that I pick another chord, A minor. I could of course have a chord progression. Let's say that I switch between one bar C, 1 bar A minor. Of course I could add a chord to make it more interesting, so now I have a 3 chord progression. Let's say I add F. So now I have C, A minor, F. Of course, you could also play a harmonized 6 lines, like I said earlier, on the D and the B string. So let's cover these now in the key of C. So 2nd fret, 1st fret on the D string and the B string. 2 1, 3 3, 5 5, 7 6, 9 8, 10, 10, 12, 12, 14, 13. So it's same chords. So everything I did now was like any of these chords here, really, like the open string, what I call the beginner chords. Nothing beginner about it, really, like everybody uses these chords, but these are the chords every beginner usually starts with. So one thing I like doing is playing like chords with the root on the low E string. For example, playing the D note on the 10th fret with my thumb and then barring the top 4 strings with my pointy finger. That's my way of playing minor 7 chord. So this is a D minor 7 chord. If I move it to the 5th fret, it's an A minor 7 chord. Then I like the C major 7. First finger plays the 8th fret on the low E string. Then I play 9th fret, 9th fret, the ring on the middle 2 strings. So I skip the A string with the ring finger and pinky, 9, 9. And middle finger plays the 8th fret on the B string. So I have D minor 7, A minor 7, C major 7, and then this G7 for example. So I'm skipping the A string, 3rd fret on the low E string, no A string, 3rd fret on the D string, and pinky plays 4th fret on the G string. So if I play these 4 chords in a row, I get so then I can, with this, for the space I have in between them, so for the remainder of the bar, play melody lines in between with any of the 6 intervals that we covered earlier in the video. So I could go. Switch string sets, of course. So all my 6 intervals I played in the example I just showed you now were all on the A and the G string. I could also play them on, of course, the B, the D string and the B string, the fingers we covered earlier. So here we go. The F major 7 chord, same like the finger on the 8th fret but on the 1st fret. So that should give you tons of ideas, and that should provide you with plenty of examples to like figure this out and to start applying this in your own playing. Now I don't necessarily have to hit chord symmetry, I could just hit bass notes. Also don't have to be busy with the 6, it could be and I don't have to hit bass notes. I could create rhythms where I don't strum, I don't play chords, don't play bass notes. I just have like riffs, basically rhythmic riffs with 6 intervals. So for example, something from 7-5 to 8-7 to 5/4 to 7/5 again. Of course, could come up with like a billion examples. Let me just show you one more. We're just gonna like make up right now. So let's say 12 on the D and the B string, 12th fret, 12th fret, 14th fret, 13th fret on the same two strings. So then 10, 10 on the same two strings, 9, 8. So that could be the foundation of a song, really, just with a bass player playing like harmonies, adding like chord roots underneath. So let's say that we stick with that line, but we add chords underneath, so you would have something like that. Listen to this, as you can tell, this is a great tool also to create hooks in songs. If you, like, I'm not sure if you know what a hook is. The hook is this one thing in a song that draws the attention and becomes like an anchor, like they say in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. An anchor, in this case, it's an oral anchor that hooks your listeners and that makes that people remember your song better. So a very important aspect of songwriting that all songwriting lessons and songwriting courses talk about, how to create hooks. So a really great way to create hooks in your songs is have that repetitive short melodic line, in this case for example with 6 intervals. So it's also songwriting knowledge, it's a songwriting technique and trick basically they would implement. And the hook being that short simple melody that sticks to the mind once you hear it with chords. All that being said, so that should give you enough stuff to work with and to experiment with. So as you can tell, like adding 6 intervals to your rhythm playing is definitely a great tool to make your rhythm playing more interesting sounding and absolutely of course more melodic sounding.